Good day, everybody. If you celebrate the holidays, season's greetings to everybody. You know, Godfather J6, salute. Big GZ, what's happening? What's not happening? What is not happening? Don't get caught in a grift. Please do not get caught in a grift. Essentially, don't grift yourselves. See, that's the thing. We get caught in situations where you might have something dangling in front of you. It might very well be a grift, but it's up to you to decide whether to bite that piece of thing that's dangling in front of you or just to simply leave it alone. Now, when you bite into it, who do you have to blame? Who do you have to blame the most? You know? It's real stuff, man. Prospect in the building. Salute, salute. Good day to everybody. Good day to everyone. Over here in the States, you know, it's a day before, like I said, for those who celebrate, you know, it's one of these holidays that folks come together to gobble on some turkey. You don't even know if you're eating a girl turkey or a boy turkey. I don't even know what gender the turkey is. It's true. Shout out to Averb. Because all you know, you got this brown piece of meat that got stuffed, legs wide open, and they put all types of stuff in there. You don't know what you was eating. If you were eating something that's male, female, pronouns, we don't know. But you know, it's the family type of spirit of gathering, being appreciative of what we have, taking a moment to really be grateful for what we have, more than just about a holiday. We should take note of what we have and appreciate it on a regular basis, if not every day. You know? So salute to everybody who's celebrating. Salute, and I can't forget those who don't have anybody to celebrate with. You know what I mean? That's why for me, these moments are sort of bittersweet. They're bittersweet because in my short life, it seemed like the more that I'm afforded the opportunity to see another day, is the more simpler things become for me. But I see how, and I've been very observant and witnessing individuals live life listlessly, they suffer in silence, right? Everyone has a story. Everyone has their own weight that they carry. Everyone has their own struggles that they deal with, so you just never know. This is why when you take self accountability and you take onus of what's around you, just understand, or at least try to realize that there are people who just are in worse positions, you know. And energy is not something that we can create or destroy, it just is. So the energy that I try to attach myself to, as far as sending positive, positive energy out there and thinking positive, so that that can also permeate and spread. And always with a touch of realism. Is there's these times there's certain things about what we deal with that we don't often think about. Times like these for some people are the worst times. Like these moments, they call them holidays. It's not easy for a lot of people, man. So we have to be cognizant of what's what, right? We have to be just self-aware. Self-awareness is paramount in what's going on. And when we're dealing with things, like, we try to sort of like give things a break. And get into this crypto lane, you know, to escape, right? To be entertained, to become happy or excited because we're looking at something that can very well add to the quality of our life in a great way. So why wouldn't we want to attach ourselves to these things, you know? But then we find there's situations that appear often in this crypto space that can bring misery, dread, depression, anger, frustration. But that's where we have to create a balance to temper all of those negative aspects of things, because they will always be there. That's what helps us appreciate the good, by recognizing the opposite of good. That's how we understand what's good. We know it feels better. We know it's, healthier. And we try to temper all of the drama with what's been beneficial or bringing benefits. But we have a situation where it's like this tug of war. It's a tug of war. It's this ongoing battle, right? Between whatever you want to call it. Basically, two opposites, different polarities. It's ongoing. But when you understand yourself enough in appreciating where you stand and how you fit into all this, it doesn't have to be, the tug of war doesn't have to be as grueling. It's just when we forget and we get caught up in the emotions, well, then we allow ourselves to unnecessarily risk the effects of allowing our feelings to dictate our decisions. And we got to deal with the consequences. What do I mean by that? When the bull market comes, we're going to be all happy, excited, euphoric. Nothing can go wrong, until when things do go wrong, we feel the exact opposite: anger, rage, want to blame this and that and this. when all it took was for us to just temper our mentality, temper our feelings, control ourselves, control how we respond, control how we react, because you'll place yourself in a position where you don't have to just make a drastic decision that'll bring adverse results. Even when you get into points and moments where you're experiencing an abundance, a windfall, and then you decide, okay, through your emotions, you're happy, you decide to sell because you want your bag. You got a windfall. Why not? There's nothing wrong with that. It gets crazy for you though. After you sell, you discover that the prices kept going up and up and up and up and up. But because you got so excited and happy, you sold before you realized even more gains, because you weren't tempered, you weren't controlled, you weren't balanced. You let your feelings take over. And the obverse of that is also true. You know, these seasons, these things, they affect how we think, they affect how we interact with one another, they affect everything. They affect markets. We got some weird news recently. Weird news. And it's something with this, the fall. I don't know. I'm not gonna put it on the fall. Because last year FTX was the thing. The debacle with that FTX took place around this time too. The whole of 2022 was completely doom and gloom, with billion-dollar grifters, billion-dollar grifting that took place, billions of dollars worth. Now we hear that your guy from Binance got slapped with a fine, a hefty one too. That's the heftiest I've seen so far. Now that aspect of research I haven't done, but a $4.3 billion ticket is not something I've seen yet in crypto as far as founders getting fined. I don't know about SBF. I stopped watching and following that guy and the whole Duquans and Mashinsky and all that. I stopped with them because it's just, maybe they also got hefty fines too. Who knows? But the signal that those things send is nothing but fear, right? Doesn't make you feel comfortable. It doesn't, because even on, like, just for me, and I'm not gonna generalize like that and act like I know what everyone is feeling. I could only speak from my point of view. It's concerning. All of these things always come up though, right? At minimum, these things are concerning, but you can't allow events like that to throw you off. That's what I'm saying. Because in a strange and weird way, if bad things were taking place, like they've shown with these centralized exchanges and these founders and these unscrupulous individuals, then sure, if justice can be served, I'm all for it. But it's when the people who are delivering the justice, you could also find corruption with what they're going on. That's where you have, like, come on, man. Like, these entities, right? DOJ And all these alphabet letter people act like they are the wielders of justice, the representatives, authoritative representatives of moral righteousness. And they're not. Stop fooling the people. When you hear indictments, what do those words engender? Investigations, lawsuit. They align with dread. It's a psychological tactic that's been extremely powerful, extremely successful, and useful. And it delivered the desired results. And when you break it down even further, it all of it goes back to us and who we are and what we do and what we decide to do. The market is made up of us, all of us. You got a few little bit of group of people that want to control everything. The few want to control everything. The few would go at great lengths to control everything. But the season's grift show that I'm talking about right now, this season's grifting. The season's grifting, I'm going to get into what I'm talking about. Because it's not really synonymous. It's synonymous with crypto, but it's not just from all about crypto. But we're going to talk about crypto a little bit and then get into the real thing of what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about the season's grift. And that's from my side of things, as far as from my perspective, from where I live. But before we get into that, I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. Even though when I say that, I end up keeping y'all longer than what I desire or thought of. I said this before, and I'm gonna say this again. I said this before, and I'm gonna say this again. When people think about product market fit, right? What comes to mind? I know when I was hearing it years ago when I got into this space, I kept hearing it. Okay, product market fit. Yeah. Okay, I get it, product market fit. All the other things you keep hearing, parroting by everybody, all these things, right? Repetitive. I realized something this week that I've been talking about in my most recent streams, because this is like something that I realized with crypto that the whole entire space struggles with. And that's keeping people interested to keep coming back. It's more than just about money, numbers go up, right? But that's a catalyst. That's a huge, that's maybe like primary reason why people keep coming back and want to make money. I get it. And we have different ways that's in front of us that they teach us on how we can make this money. The most successful who have been dealing with crypto, who have made money are founders, right? Owners of exchanges, right? Hodlers, right? Those who hold on to tokens and don't sell them or whatever, whatever, but who just hold on over an extended period of time to experience exponential gains, right? Those who are close to founders, very close to founders, have also become very successful. There's this thing with product market fit. This thing with product market fit that I'm realizing needs to be added to the list because it's deeper than rap. It's deeper because what keeps you coming back to crypto? What keeps you buying into it? What keeps you believing in it? Is because it fits in your scope, in your life, portfolio, whatever you want to call it. It just naturally fits because it serves a certain specific set of purposes. You have one thing that you can hold that just accrues value over time. It doesn't make money for you every day, but it accrues value over time. So that might be a good fit for one person, one type of, individual or set of personalities, whatever you want to call it. A person might be just good with that. But then you have, because that could be someone's store of value. Sure, fine. We're going to call that Bitcoin. All right. It was supposed to be something else. It started as being something else. Peer-to-peer, blah, blah, blah. Cash. Then the narrative for that has changed. Digital gold. Okay. Got you. Decentralized, all that stuff. It's amassed the most gains out of all of crypto known to man. Nobody has outperformed, no coin has outperformed its performance in 15 years. Those qualities, it's the first, those qualities, there you go. Those are the attributes that allow people to say, okay, they're going to use this because it fits into their paradigm. Some people just can't hold though. You want to make money continuously. You want whatever you're holding to make money for you on a regular basis. Before we got to that, other people try to copy Bitcoin and a whole bunch of other iterations of it and have just not really succeeded or have done as well. Here we go with Ethereum now. Oh, the first blockchain that introduced a smart contract to the world. Meanwhile, the founders of Ethereum, many of them began with Bitcoin. Right? They just took the mold and added what folks like to use these words like nuance. They just made some changes. But the core principles, they use the core principles to add their own flavor, their own style, their own twist, their own perspectives to introduce something that Bitcoin just simply can't do. Oh, okay. You have a network token, a native token that's created, blockchain, it was proof of work. Oh, and you mean to tell me on this network you can create other style tokens, ERC20, all these ERC iterations, and those iterations can make money for you too, while you holding the native that's also going up, price appreciation? Oh, this is a product market fit right here. This is another thing that you can add to your repertoire that fits. What happened after Ethereum? Besides the whole Ethereum was just treated and regarded as a scam by the Bitcoin believers. What happened with Ethereum after Ethereum started? A year or two later, you had all these other, you know, people who try to espouse to be Ethereum killers. They were coming out with their own blockchain. It's supposed to be faster, more popular, user friendly. All these things, they still have yet to reach the level, the network effect of where Ethereum is today. And Ethereum is morphed into other things now. 2.0. It's been over a year now. It's 2.0, et cetera, et cetera. But it has its own purpose specific to it. Now, you have a believer who was pro Bitcoin, 100% pro Bitcoin. Realized that Bitcoin left so much to be desired. Chain was damn near hacked twice, not even damn near, rolled back twice. Some crazy stuff, but that's supposed to be something that's tamper-proof. 2 bugs were discovered twice on that chain that folks don't want to talk about enough. He said, oh, wait a minute. I used to be this Bitcoin believer, this and that, and this. What's Ethereum about? Oh, Ethereum seems like it's a better, more secure network than this one. I'm not going to just defecate on Bitcoin because that was what I was mining at 50 BTC per block, all this sort of stuff. I was in it in the beginning, 2010, blah, blah, blah. But I'm seeing something else that came out here that can also provide a use for people to make money. You're going to create something now. You're going to update your perspective, open your mind, accept the information whether you like it or not. Talk about creating some Bitcoin hex. Something's supposed to be, the same core principles of what's real crypto. Introduce hex to the world, but then add the flavor of Ethereum and what Ethereum can do that Bitcoin can't do. And not only that, but add his own perspective on how people can just do something with this coin and have it pay you every single day. That fits into a person's life in a way where they may appreciate acquiring a token that not only can appreciate in value over time and has appreciated in value over time, but could also provide daily rewards with no interruptions, with no human oversight. Oh, this fits handsomely in someone's portfolio if they choose to use it or not. Oh yeah, because this fits. You're in this heavily volatile market. Oh, every other day is some wild news that could affect your portfolio. But then you have something here that could help temper all of that. And not only that, but you could lock it up in a way, put it away, set it and forget it according to your terms. Set it and forget it. Come back some point in the future, should you be blessed to see that time period come to pass. It's not like you set it and forget it and walk away and never come back. You set it and forget it, and you give yourself your own contract, your own agreement. You become accountable, more accountable for your financial destiny by allowing this thing to work for you on your behalf. You created your own contract. No one did it for you. No one. Never mind the inner workings of how this thing even works and what you can get from it. But you set yourself, you set a plan, you set a date, you set time, throw it out long into the future so that you don't leave and you could keep coming back. Because you can do this as often as you like. Where it's not a one-time type of situation or a one-cycle type of situation or a momentary temporal thing that's going on here. No, this is not temporary. It's ongoing. It's a flow. This is what crypto I've seen so far in my short life has suffered with. The majority, and I said this already, I'm going to keep saying it. The majority of cryptos cannot hold the attention of the people in the market to have them keep coming back buying into these cryptos. When the markets go all the way south, a lot of people leave, don't come back. Then you have a new rush of people coming in. They experience another cycle, bull run, everybody's happy. Everyone thinks they're rich and prices are never going to go back down until they realize, hey, as above, so below, prices come crashing back down. They experience depression, anger, everything debilitating that you can think of. Damn near lose their freedom because they just invested everything through everything, including their shirt at the market, suffered massive loss, and now they never want to come back again. This thing keeps you coming back and it safeguards you from experiencing those levels of loss. But it's a mental thing too, though. This is all in the mind as far as being able to understand. All of this is intangible. All of this is about manipulating energy. All this is about how you perceive things, but not only about perceive, how you understand how these things work and what's there for you and how you can benefit, right? And controlling your emotions when things go either way. A 10x for somebody could be life-changing, but it's how they react to it that makes all the difference. A 99% loss can be life-changing, could be devastating, but it depends on how a person reacts to those things. Don't grift yourself, because you make it easy for any scammer that's out here trying to get what you have. It's just so when you understand these things are supposed to be for us to use with no human oversight, no intermediary, no middle person, nobody telling you yay or nay, nobody freezing your funds, right? Telling you what you can do with your money and giving you a pittance back in return on a yearly basis. Something damn near so disrespectful, you're getting 0.01% on your monies in some type of bank account. That's not what this is. This is giving you the understanding that you have the power, you have the authority, you call the shots. It's a lot of power, and with that comes great responsibility. But it's not something that people should be shy, should be afraid of, timid, intimidated, all that stuff. This was the programming that has been done for generations. Unfortunately, that's been our reality up to this point. Since 1913, the value of the dollar has been devalued greatly since 1913. And people don't understand that $1 million today will not be at the same value a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. People don't understand. They say they do, but they just don't understand this, that we have something here to combat that, to keep us ahead of a certain race, to keep us ahead of inflation at all times. That is a blessing. Why not take advantage? You're going to throw $100 for 3 bags of groceries like it's nothing. Why don't you just shave some of that? Because, you don't need the cream cheese. You don't need the orange juice today. You could skip that for a week and invest in something that could help benefit you tomorrow. Don't grift yourself, right? But this is a grift of the grift. This is the biggest grift for me in 2023. I got grifted. I got scammed. I got scammed. I'm a working person. I'm a member of a union. Been, union member for a very long time, etc., etc. Certain negotiations were taking place for the better part of this last year. Out of nowhere, something I realized, right? Negotiations, meaning, if you're not familiar with how unions work, when unions have agreements with administrations, management, right? Whatever organization you work for, as a union member, that organization has to abide by an agreement, a contractual agreement that both parties had to agree upon, identifying everything that you're expected to do and to perform as a worker, and everything that's expected from the employer. These contracts expire. They don't last forever. So before they expire, or even after they expire, you have these long, these dragged out negotiation periods, talks. You want to give a little, you got to agree. This party doesn't want to agree. No, they don't want to give you this benefit. They don't want to increase this. They don't want to increase that. No, nothing, blah, 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 blah. So everything on the table, that was on the table on the union side, damn near everything. Let's say if there were 10 items, for example, right? 9.5 were given. That's unheard of. That's damn near unheard of. What you mean? 9.5? They just, the governor just conceded to all of this? But I've lived a short life, but I wasn't born 2 hours ago. And a lot of people are comfortable and complacent in comfort. They just want to remain comfortable, and sometimes being comfortable is not the best position to be in, right? So a lot of times people don't want to kick up dust. They don't want to stir the pot, ruffle anybody's feathers, even though it's necessary. Revolution is a fucking thing. They think I'm crazy because of how I react to certain things and when I respond to certain things. But it's not that they think I'm crazy. What I'm saying is crazy. They think I'm crazy is because I do it by my fucking self and not care what repercussions. That's just me. That's just how I've been. Doesn't make me better than anybody else. But sometimes it comes a time as a human being, as an adult, as somebody who stands for something, There comes a time where you have to decide where you're going to stand on. What are you going to stand on? That's why I always talk about standing on truth or falsehood. Standing on truth or lies. You're going to stand for something or you're going to live on your knees. She just agreed to everything. The governor over here just agreed to everything. Governor of New York agreed to everything. Damn near everything. I said, okay, here comes the grift, because there's nothing for free in life. Freedom costs. You have to pay to be free. There's nothing free in life. We're living in a space where we're paying taxes. Meanwhile, taxes are voluntary. So miss me with the nonsense. Come to find out, everybody happy, right? I'm like taking it as what I've been around for a minute, even though I've only lived a short life. But I got grays all over me, right? I've been around for a minute. You don't have to be old to have grays either. So whatever. What am I talking about? I've been around for a minute. I'm waiting for the grift. And lo and behold, like, oh. So now there's some type of rule that's out. I believe it's turned into a law that was just passed, where they can just run up in your house, wherever you live, whatever dwelling you're in, basically separate you from anything. Call it quarantine, call it isolate you, and for whatever reason, don't even have to explain shit to you. They can do it at their whim, any point. You can't fight it, and for however long. So naturally, I just shook my head in bewilderment. Shook my head. Amidst all the nonsense that's happened within the last 4 fucking years. This is the best you could do. We have people on Broadway coming from South America, here on Broadway, pulling out their titties to feed their children on Broadway, asking anybody if they could help them by giving them some type of money. On top of the homelessness issues that we've already had. The miserable tapestry of a depiction that exists over here is just unbelievable. Words can't even capture. So I'm all kinds of like whatever triggered, in a sense where, you know, when you're a responsible person, in a sense, when I say responsible, when you're an adult and you have people dependent on you, there's certain decisions that you have to make, because you got to also think about others. If I was all my lonesome and it was just me and my cat, oh, I'd be doing some other things. I wouldn't be, I'd be able to do different things. But the fact that I have responsibilities, commitments to meet, obligations. Certain things is just not easy to just simply do. But I look at them, I watch them. I'm talking about my family members. And in some cases, and it's not about being egotistical, it's about I try to think and plan because they simply are not witnessing or simply aware of what's happening. And I have the last 3.5 years as a testament to that. Leading up to these last 3 years, there's certain things that I was presenting to them they didn't believe. And so I say that to say that the grifts are coming in many forms. And this is how I got scammed in 2023. Happy day of misgivings type scam. Like, happy day of misgivings. We're going to give you all the things you agreed for. Yeah. Oh, we're so good. Oh, there's the best. Oh, this is the best governor. Oh, man, she gave us everything. You know, she just conceded all these things. Oh, yeah. A month later, boom, here you go. Yesterday or the day before, here's a rule. You could be isolated in quarantine and pulled out of your house at any point for however long, and we don't have to explain anything to you, and you have no recourse. How about that? In a place that's been considered the #1 city in the world, get the fuck out of here. You got human beings relocated from other places, landing here, aimless. You got high rises all over the place, right? High rises, all this lights, luster, glamour, all this type of stuff going on, activity, blah, blah, blah. But really on the front lines, on the ground for real, it's not what you think. It's not what they showing you on TV or whatever. I stopped watching TV like 20 years, yo. Got into cable. No, I stopped watching the news for a minute because it's just a cesspool of poison and toxic propaganda. But don't think for a second this place has not become a bevy, a cesspool. You know, you trying to understand, there were people here who were ready, willing, and able to do anything and everything for housing, for a chance, for a shot, for even citizenship. And that's being completely overshadowed because billions have been thrown into just supporting other agendas, other interests, other things that have this whole community mired in reality. I mean, I'm seeing kids, you could notice people when they're not from where you're at. Kids are just walking around, hey man, I feel bad for them, man. It's because I feel bad because the population who I even serve as a union person, as a worker, as a person who just civil servant, it's the indigent population anyway. People who have nothing, mentally ill, have lost their minds. And they coming in here seeing other people come get more than what they have. And I got to explain some shit to them. But they understand. They understand what they see, even though they might not be there cognitively. They might be cognitively, mentally impaired, but they understand fuckery when they see it. So why would now you enact some type of guideline, some type of strict rule? You want to even call it a law? I still got to do my research on it. I just saw this thing that a person I respect shared, and I was just thrown. I was like, all right, man. Had to get on and build the people on this live. Talk my talk. Why would you enact something like that if this thing, they say it's over? It's been a wrap. Charlie 19 no longer a thing. Which way is up? Which way is down? Which way is left? Which way is right? Why would you put something like this in why would you create this now? You're getting ready for the next go round. The next type of right? Fear market. Global fear. You're getting ready for the next. Guys, gals, everybody. None of this is easy. None of this is easy. None of this is easy. That's why when it comes to like this crypto thing, right? I don't really have a lot of patience for stupidity and ignorance and the lies that 95% of the people in this community spew, because they simply are ignorant and lack the real information that's relevant to the goings on of the goings on. I'm telling you, it's one thing when you try to learn, absorb, process, and share the information in your own way, because it's coming from you, because you understood it, you comprehend it. It's another thing when you're just hearing parrots just repeating a sound. There's nothing of substance there. It's just parrots repeating a sound. That's what exists in crypto for the most part. Nothing substantive. The puddle is only as deep as an inch. Like, it doesn't go deeper than anything. That's why that's me. I don't subscribe to echo chambers, because I come from a place of profundity, and that's what I'm aligned with. I don't do echo chamber for the sake of just singing. For that, I join a fucking choir, or I'll acquire African gray parrots. Simple as that. Salute to everybody in the chat. Tail 7, FOMO, what's going on? What's going on? FOMO TV is another content creator, folks. Go support FOMO TV. %. People struggling, man. People are struggling. Give thanks for all that you have. Finn Bear, salute to you. Greetings. DJ Bomber, greetings. LaDania Moore, yep. Live again, right? Go figure. Pulse Former, what's the deal? Lee in the building. What's up, man? Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's the grift for me. That's the grift. That's the grift of all. That's yeah. Well, people, again, make the most of what you have these time periods because we're not guaranteed, tomorrow. So appreciate what you have today and put your best foot forward. And as always, be vigilant, be great, and be well. Crypto Game Club says, but we need adoption. Oh, that's coming. That's coming. All right, y'all. Take care.